Welcome to more algebra. We're going to be factoring trinomials this time. A, or the absolute value of A, is going to be greater than 1. A is our leading coefficient. Our goal, we're going to factor quadratic trinomials that have a leading coefficient that is not equal to 1. Let's go. Factoring trinomials. This is a quadratic trinomial because the highest degree is 2. It's a 2-degree trinomial. We said something earlier called a leading coefficient. Remember, our leading coefficient is the coefficient that is attached to the highest degree term. So in this case, it's A. I was just going to pick a random one. Let's say 3x squared plus 9x minus 7. Our leading coefficient for this polynomial would be 3. And that's in the A location. B would be positive 9. C, our constant, would be negative 7. So we're going to do the AC method, which means we take the leading coefficient, A, and multiply it times the constant C. And we are going to look for the factors of this number, and they need to add up to B, right? So this is the sum of our factors, and this is the product of our factors, okay? And so we're just going to kind of move on over to the next one. So I would have factor 1 and factor 2, and over here I would have my first factors, and I'd be adding them together, okay? And if these, in fact, when I add them together, they equal B, then these are the ones I'm looking for. If they do not, then I'm not looking for these, and I try two other factors that when I multiply them together, I get AC, and when I add them together, I get B. And if this is true, then I use these. And we're going to kind of do a modified factor by grouping. Third take. So first thing, here's our trinomial, 3x squared plus 20x plus 25. In order to factor this trinomial, I'm going to multiply A times C. That's why I call it the AC method. And then I'm going to group them together, or split it down the middle. So A is 3, C is 25. When I multiply them together, I get 75. So the factors I'm looking for, they're all factors of 75. These factors need to add up to 20. Excuse me. They need to add up to B, which is 20. Okay, this is AC. So I'm going to start listing my factors. So now I'm going to add these factors. 1 plus 75 is 76. Definitely not good. 3 plus 25 is 28. Closer, but not what I'm looking for. 5 plus 15 is 20. We found it. So these are my two factors. Now I'm going to split this or set it up so I can do grouping. I'm going to split this trinomial in the middle. You'll see what that looks like. So you'll see I split it in the middle. 20x is in the middle, so I split that up. Now I have it set up where I can do grouping. And we'll do grouping in two different ways. I'll show you this kind of straightforward way, and then we'll do the box method next. So I'm going to factor these guys here. So when I factor by grouping, in the first two terms, I can factor out an x, and my leftover is 3x plus 5. When I add in my second term here, I have plus factor out of 5 is the greatest common factor, and then I have 3x plus 5. And so when I rewrite this as two binomials multiplying times each other, I get x plus 5, and then parentheses, times 3x plus 5. Okay, and to double check, make sure we are correct, I can FOIL this out, multiply it out, see if we get this trinomial. So I did my FOIL. I got 3x squared plus 5x plus 15x plus 25. I'm going to combine like terms, and I end up with the trinomial I started with. Another sample problem. 3n squared minus 19n plus 6. So I'm going to set up my lists here to use the AC method and then split it up so I can group it. So I'm looking for two factors of 18, positive 18, this is important, that when I add them together, I get negative 19. So how can I get a product that's positive and a sum that's negative? The only way for that to happen is if both of my factors are negative. Because if they were both positive, when I add them together, I would get a positive number. That is not a positive number. So they must both be negative. You'll see in a moment what that looks like. So I found 3 pairs of factors, -1 and -18. Multiply them together, I get a positive 18. Same with -2 times -9, -3 times -6. Now let's find the sums. So if you look, the very first sum is -19, and that's what we're looking for. So I actually didn't even need to bother with these. So I get rid of those, make sure I don't use them, and these are the 2 factors I'm going to use. So I'm going to split the middle term into 2 parts. One part will be -1n, and the other one will be -18n. So here I have it split up, 3n squared minus n minus 18n plus 6. Let's do the box method instead of the straightforward method that we did last time. So here's my box here. And in the box, I'm just going to, starting with the left and then moving to the right and then going down to the bottom left and moving to the right, I'm going to fill in my trinomial. So you notice I have 3n squared, -n, so I have minus n, I treat it as a -n. I have minus 18n, I treat it as a -18n. And then plus 6, I make sure I write the plus just so I don't mess it up. And so now I'm going to find the greatest common factor of this column, and it's going to go right here. Greatest common factor of this column will go there, and then we do the same for the rows. So here are my factors. I factored out a 3n, it's a common factor here, and I factored out a -1. I decided to do that because I knew that its 2 negatives are multiplying to give me 6, so I need a negative here, and I'm also going to need a negative here. And then in this row, I have 3n squared and -n. I factor out a positive n. And then in this row, I have a -18n and a positive 6 because I know that this is a -1 and it has to multiply times something over here. Think of this as a times table. It has to multiply by something to give me a positive 6. This must also be negative. And so let's write these 2 factors down. And here I have my 2 factors, my 2 binomials, 3n minus 1 times n minus 6. And I'm all done. We're just going to do one more sample problem. 3n squared minus 16n minus 12. So now we have both the b term and the constant. These are both negative, okay? And so you'll see how that affects our factors. I'm going to make the list right now. So now I have a times c, where a is 3, c is -12. A times c is -36. b is -16, so I need 2 factors that multiply to a negative number, and they sum to a negative number. The only way to get a product that's negative is one factor must be positive and one must be negative. Let's make our list. So you'll notice that I started with -36 times 1, positive 1, -18, and then I went to -18 times 2. You'll notice that the absolute value, where the negative symbol, the absolute value of those numbers is larger than the positive factors, right? So the negative factors, the numerical value, the absolute value is greater. The reason for that is when I add these together, I need to get a negative number. The sum has to be negative, so the factor with the negative has to have a larger absolute value. And so here are the sums. -36 plus 1 is -35. That doesn't work for us, so we are not going to use that one. Then I have -18 times 2, or times 2, that's -36. When I add them, I get -16. This is what we're looking for. I don't even need to worry about those. And these are the 2 factors I'm going to use. So let's split our original trinomial down the middle term, and we'll factor by grouping. And the thing to remember is because we're splitting the middle term, I just listed the factors, but they are times n here, okay, because there's an n in our middle term. I find the box comforting. We're going to use the box method again. And like I said, I'm going to fill it out the same way I did the last one, starting left to right, and then working left to right, top down. So I filled in the boxes. I'm going to need one term to be positive and one to be negative, or vice versa. So I'm going to find the greatest common factors of the columns and then of the rows and fill it out. So when in doubt, as far as which one to make positive or negative, I have -6 here. -6 times 2 is going to give me -12, okay? And I'm going to multiply 3n times -6. That's going to give me -18n. So think of this as a times table. Double check your multiplication to make sure that when I multiply this factor and this factor, I get this product. 3n times n is 3n squared. And now let's write them as 2 binomials. And this is our final answer. We are done. So to recap, when I have my trinomial, first thing I'm going to do is I am going to determine which one is A, which one's B, and which one's C. Right? This is written in standard form, so it's pretty easy to see, and all the letters are there. So I multiply A times C. It's going to give me some product, right? And then I need B, and this is going to be the sum, right? So my two factors here, factor 1 times factor 2, they need to equal A times C. And then factor 1 plus factor 2 have to, the sum has to be B, okay? And when I do that, I'm going to split the middle term. I like the box method, it just helps me stay organized. So this would look like, let's choose two other letters to represent. B has been split in half. Actually, we'll use F1 and F2. I fill out my box here. First factor times X, second factor times X, and then my constant. And then I find common factors here and write my product binomials. If you're one of my students, your assignment will be the worksheet titled Factoring Trinomials. A is greater than 1. Should read the absolute value of A greater than 1, but we'll mostly be dealing with positive integers for A. If you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. I hope this has been helpful. Good luck.